Welcome back to Bricks and Trips, where we are, I think it's part 4 of the LEGO theme park rebuild. So far, we've got all of the base plates down, we've got the train track laid, we've got the underlying plate of the trains all sorted. Today, we are moving on to the right-hand side. So first up, we're going to be stripping all of these blue tiles from these base plates. That is not going to be fun, but I'm hoping by the end of today, we may have Hogwarts Castle back where it used to be. Thankfully, I have got a second pair of hands today, so hopefully this is going to be a relatively smooth process, but this is what we're starting out with on blue tiles, about a third of a tub, and I think by the time we've got all these off, we may have a few more in there. Anyway, that's enough procrastination, let's get cracking. Well, that's a couple of base plates down, we're still working on them, but I'm also going to drag this away because I need to get rid of this big black box. And an hour and a half later, between two of us, so 3 hours of work, we're finally done. And there really isn't a lot to show for it. The whole old black box that was on this plate has all come off. We've got all of the tiles and all the plates off this because they were previously just the 3x3s, and we need a better selection of water depths on there. And all the tiles have been removed. My fingers are in absolute bits. And this is the new tub full of these blue transparent tiles. They're definitely going to be used again because all this area will eventually be covered in water, but right at the moment I needed to strip it all off so that I can sort out some of the different depths of plates and whatnot, because these Gringotts vaults, which are over here, need to be embedded or raised up a little bit, and in order to do that I needed access to the studs. So next up we're going to lay another load of plate onto this one. We'll end up with something a little bit similar to this, so darker along the edge and then a mix of blues through it. We'll also do that to the white and to the blue plate as well. I am a little bit concerned at this point though that I'm going to run out of plates, so I think I'm going to start on the largest plate first and then see if we've got enough to do the other two. Because from what I remember in my inventory, that is the only blue plate that I've got, and that is the only black plate that I've got other than the 3x3 dark blue tiles that I've just peeled off the other plate. So let's see how far we can get. So we're most of the way there with the water detailing. We've still got to do the large of 1.5 by 1.5 base plate, but there's only one person that can do that at a time, so we're going to try and make something else as well. I built these a little while ago, and these are just some fairly simple rock panels stacked up, and these are going to be the base for the pillars of Hogwarts Castle. At the moment, I've got 3 of these built, but I think that I need 6. But we've got plenty of pieces to make it work. Probably too many. Well, we've been Legoing since about 11:30. It is now nearly 4 o'clock, and this is all that we've got to show for it, pretty much. I hate to say that Lego is a demoralising endeavour, but things like this, they do make you question your hobbies. Because it really doesn't look like we've done an awful lot of work today, but there's been so much that's gone into it, and this is so substantially different from what we had before. But as we slide these plates into place, you can see what a massive difference it looks like than before. Obviously, at some point we're going to add all these blue tiles back onto here to sort of emphasise the water detail. But for the moment, we need to get some extra bits placed on top. And obviously the first thing that we need to do is get all of these rock pieces placed where they need to go at the back to support the Hogwarts Castle. So we've made some with a nice flat back on the edge, so these ones can go squarely and flushly up to the wall. I've got another one of those somewhere in here. You can see the difference. Some of these are really substantially thick, and these ones are all brick made. And then you've got these sort of skinnier ones which can go in the middle of the water, and these are using the actual rock panels that Lego makes. And if we put one last one in place, you can kind of see what we were going for. So these panels over here are the only things that are going to be supporting the massive Hogwarts Castle. So let's get the pillars added up on top. I am aware that these pillars need an awful lot of work as well, but just for the moment I need to make sure that when the Hogwarts Castle is up there it looks right, and the only way that we can do that is by getting these placed and seeing how it looks. And whilst they may look like a very artistic interpretation of a cow, this is actually my base to the Hogwarts Castle. No way I'm going to rebuild this. This took far too long to get right. I'm going to put this on top of those. Things first though, we've got to put those in the right place. Okay, so what we're going to do now is try and get this up on the top. We had to add a little bit of extra plate down there because we have far too much of an overhang, because the Hogwarts castle is an enormous set, if nobody knows. So what I need is this one to be hanging over by exactly one stud on this end. And can you just put that under the far corner of it? Wherever possible, hopefully nice and close to the back wall. Is that okay?
Bit of an overhang there.
Okay, it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, maybe move one more over, that'd be great. Thank you. Yeah. And can you also put one under the middle back as well? It's one of the smaller pillars. I know it's really tight under here. Maybe right up against the back wall if you can, because there's a lot of weight under that back wall. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I put a brick in the way. Yeah, okay. Looks good. And I'll put one under this side. And maybe one right up into the middle, just to make sure that we're not having any big accidents.
Yeah,
just like that. Yeah, there we go. Lovely. After 5.5 hours of work, we have finally got the base for the Hogwarts castle placed. So all these rock supports at the bottom are all fully attached to their base plates. I don't think there's any crossing base plates, which is a very important part of my city because I refuse to do that again. And now the only thing that makes sense to do is to put a very big set very high up, which might actually be harder than it even sounds, because I've got a lot of Lego in the way and Hogwarts castle is all the way at the back there. Okay, so here goes nothing. I mean, it was sturdy up on there before, but obviously this has been moved a couple of times now to try and get it over here, and this tower is just about one of the wobbliest things in the city, and my footing is not particularly great for this. It's just, no, it's alright, I think I've got it, I think I have. There we go. Okay, can you just sort of guide me in where I am on the far side, because I can't see anything at all over there.
That is almost, yeah, that's...
Is that spot on?
It needs twisting this way, no, the other way, so the back coming closer to you.
Okay, yeah.
But that's pretty much perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that all good?
Horrifyingly, but yes.
Okay, I think...
Terrifyingly.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
It is a little bit precarious on this corner, but I think it'll be alright once I add this second one on, because it's going to support this plate a bit better. Well, piece number 1 went very well, about as well as I could have hoped. Piece 2 is a little bit trickier because I've got some bits that were just resting in the middle of it. I've got to do this awkward little step again as well. I'm just hoping I don't knock anything. Okay, one little kick to the vaults, but they survived that, it seems. I think I can see something that's a bit wobbly in the middle there now, isn't it?
Phenomenally.
Yeah, okay, I think these ones should just lock together though.
Yeah, you need to go back slightly.
Let me see if I can get that back a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
there we go.
Okay.
I'm supporting this end.
Okay. It might need a little bit of support in the middle, but we can probably add a little bit of extra plate under that to do it, but feel free to let go.
Yeah.
And I think we are there. And I know that this shot isn't going to do that thing much justice, but the top of that tower is about 6 feet up in the air, which, if you remember previously, it was high up, but it didn't have these rock panels on the bases, so it's about another 8 bricks taller than it used to be. And oh my word, it looks impressive at the back there. And we have one final, very important test. And that doesn't look too bad. We have just made a bit of a realisation, well, when I say that I have, my brother has, that this pillar at the back is currently supporting absolutely nothing, apart from the plate work on top of it. Now the question is, do I take it all back off to put the pillars in the right place and peel them off the base plates, or do I leave it as it is and go, it's alright? I've made a decision. I'm going to take this off and I'm going to move some of these pillars around because that tower needs some support under the middle of it, and currently it's got nothing at all. So I know it doesn't look like an awful lot's changed under here, but we've just changed the positioning of 2 of the pillars. So this one and this one at the back. Now, I know that I only made this comment probably not 20 seconds prior that I'm not going to put things over base plates or crossing over to. I simply did not have a choice with this pillar. I've had to do it. If I didn't do it, I'm going to end up with the tower just falling over at some point, probably overnight whilst I'm sleeping, and I'm going to assume that I'm going to be robbed. Let's save everybody and just do it right, even if that does mean this one singular piece ends up going over the base plates. And after a solid 6 hours of labour between the two of us, the Hogwarts castle is finally placed, and I'm so happy with how it looks. So next stages, I think the first thing I'm going to think about is what I actually want underneath my Hogwarts castle. I'm hoping to put some kind of boat ride under there. I do have some of the Legoland exclusive sets, so that might be going underneath. I also want to focus on getting a rock wall along this side heading down towards the loop coaster. But I do know that I have nowhere near enough pieces to be able to do that. I'm probably going to treat myself over Christmas and pick up some rock panels and just loads of bricks to be able to build that up, but I don't have it right now and I'm definitely not going out to buy those today. So instead, we might just focus on getting the Gringotts vaults placed and the Diagon Alley back up so we can try and finish off most of this side of the theme park. And with that, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please feel free to drop a like down below and obviously make sure that you subscribe because there's going to be so much more coming with the LEGO theme park. I can't wait to share it with you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.